Alright, what is up everybody? I am here today to make a very informative video because it is primetime college app season. A lot of you will be hearing back from those schools you applied to, and I kind of wanted to help out in the process and answer some questions you will have down the road. So I already looked on YouTube and I checked. There's a ton of videos out there that tell you how to declare a major or how to choose a major, but I realized there are no videos out there that tell you what is a major even. And that's a question I had when I was going into undergrad. I was like, what is a major? I don't get this. No, I didn't have older siblings. Both my parents didn't go to college here. So I didn't really know extensively what a major would be. So I'm going to answer that question today, what exactly a major is. You'll see if you look at the left-hand side of the screen, I've created the major column. A major is something that you're working toward in undergrad, and it goes on your diploma. And to be frank, it's slightly underwhelming because it's literally one sentence, and I'll show you my diploma after this, but that's what you're working for toward over 4 years. You're working for one sentence on your diploma that says what you work toward. But hey, it's worth a while because you do learn a lot. A major is your specialization. What do I mean by that? If you wanted to be a computer scientist, you would major in computer science. If you wanted to be a chemist, you would major in chemistry. So your major kind of drafts you into the person you want to be in your future career. There is a certain number of minimum units. You require a certain number. I think for most colleges it's around 120, 130. That's a lot of units, okay? I already mentioned in the fourth bullet point that a major usually takes about 4 years to complete. And if you want to do more than one major, that might take more time. If you want to take a double major, that may also take more time. But the point is, there are a lot of classes involved in taking a major. Okay. A major also places a soft constraint on your career. Now, before you go ahead and misinterpret this as a major only dictates certain things you can do in life, that's not true. You can do anything you want in your life. It's just that a major kind of narrows things down a bit. If you're majoring in computer science, it might be hard for you to eventually become an English professor, although it can be done, okay? So a soft constraint is simply the fact that you often will not be able to do as much with your major in different fields. But if you really wanted to, you can still do so. There's just a lot more effort you'll have to do down the line. But I've had a lot of friends do that, so it's not that big of a deal. The last point I wanted to make about majoring is you can double major, you can triple major, you can quadruple major, you can come out of Berkeley or any undergraduate university with tons of majors, but the point is it just takes a lot of time. Each major is about 100, 200 credits, and you have to compile that over 4 years. It's really hard to do. Okay. With that being said, let's talk about a minor. A minor also goes on your diploma. It'll say you minored in this, and it requires fewer units. So remember how a major requires X number of units? A minor requires Y number of units, but the Y is usually much less than a major does. So a major, I said, might be 120 to 130 units. A minor may be around 50 to 60. I may be wrong, and it may vary by school, but the point is fewer classes are required to efficiently complete a minor. Most classes in college, if you end up doing a major and a minor, will be geared toward those majors and minors, simply because that's what you're trying to devote yourself to. But you might even ask, why would I minor? Why would I double major? Well, sometimes people have a lot of interest, and if you find yourself to be one of those people that's interested in English, computer science, math, and biology, well, you might want to figure out a way to do all of them. And some people might want to major in all of them, other people might not want to major, but they want a minor. And so those majors and minors give you a way to explore your possibilities and kind of make yourself the versatile person you are, and at the same time, potentially increase your career possibilities. On to the next slide. I promised you guys I would show you this, and here is my diploma. Again, you'll see right away the underlined red is the 2 majors I did, and you'll see that it is, again, one sentence. I worked 4 years for one sentence on my diploma, and that's what majority of you will do in your undergraduate years. Slightly underwhelming, as I mentioned, but well worth your time. I did 2 majors in biology and public health. So if you're like me, if you're interested in both of those things, that's really lucky for you because biology and public health both have a lot of overlap. So you might be able to finish both in 4 years. A lot of people do that actually because it's a great way for you to basically get into 2 fields that have a lot of overlap, and also at the same time complete your education in a time efficient manner. What's the next thing I want to talk about? The next thing is some hard truths I'd wish I'd just known from my first day of college about majors, and I want to go ahead and share them with you because When I walked into college, everyone was like, I'm majoring in mechanical engineering, I'm majoring in civil engineering, I'm doing epidemiology. And I was like, dude, I don't even know what half of these things are. You're scaring me because you seem to know what civil engineering was, and I don't even know what that is. I don't know what mechanical engineering is. Um, and believe it or not, unless you have an older brother or older sister or parents who went to college here who are doing the profession that you want to do, no one really knows their major from day one. That is the utmost truth. People say they want to do all of these things, and they might actually know. You know, there's no harm, no foul. But the point is, don't get daunted by that. No one really truly. I mean, unless you have a calling that has been calling your name since you were born, no one really knows their major from day one, and it's okay to be unsure. Okay, it takes a while to figure things out, and it can change multiple times. I had a roommate in college who changed his major well over like 15 times. Okay, because he wanted to do so many things, and he was like, "I want to do engineering. I want to do this. I want to do that," and he kept changing, and it's fine. You know, you want to explore your fields, explore your options, and make an educated decision. You know, people will make a switch from biology to math. I mean, some people will even switch from biology to English, right? You don't know, okay? And really, please don't constrain yourself just because you think everyone else knows what they're doing, because usually they don't, and it takes a while to figure it out. The second thing, or third thing I want to say, a major does not dictate all classes. Just because you're a bioengineer does not mean you will take only bioengineering classes. I mean, majority of your classes will definitely be bioengineering classes, but all colleges, almost every single college and every single friend I have in college has these things called general requirements, or GEs, general education requirements. What does that mean? Well, it's certain classes you have to take before you officially declare your major. And essentially, this is saying that even if you're bioengineering, even if you're math, even if you're bio, even if you're English, everyone has to take 1 year of English, 1 year of certain requirements. Okay, and that's the point. They want to make sure you're exploring your options, and that all college students walk out of college not just with a specialty in their field, but also an insight into some of those basic understanding of humanities and everything else that's out there. So just because you're in a major that's not related to English doesn't mean you won't have to take English classes. And the last thing is, majors can limit careers, they can, but it's not a hard barrier. It's not like, oh, you majored in CS, you will never be able to be an English professor. That's not true. You can switch, you can take classes. You know, I've had friends that did English and wanted to do medicine, and they'd end up going into medicine. And the way they do that is they take a special post-bac program. So basically the point is, even though majors may constrain your options, if you really find yourself wanting to do something else after your 4 years in college, all the more power to you. You can do it. Just put in that work and it'll happen. I have friends in biology right now that are doing consulting, or people in English doing biology. The point is, there's no hard limit on you. You take your time, and when you're ready and you really know what you want to do, there's usually a way to go about doing it. Just because you majored in something doesn't mean your life is going to end. It doesn't mean that you have to stay in that field. Right, next up, going in versus declaring. So a lot of you, when you filled out your Common App or when you filled out your college app, you often went in with a specific major. You told the college, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do chemistry, biology, physics, English. You told them what you wanted to do. A lot of students think that means, oh my God, I am committed for the next 4 years. No, believe it or not, when you're going in and when you write that down on your college app, most schools, believe it, I'm not talking for all schools, majority of the schools will make that difference. They understand that you don't really know what you want yet. So when you go into the college with major X, you're not usually bound to it. Okay, you can usually change it. The only time you're bound to a major is when you declare that major. And I know this isn't always true. Like at UC Berkeley, when you're an engineer, if you go in with a particular type of engineering, you have to stick to it. But again, you can always change in the first few years if you really think you want to. I mean, the process is slightly more difficult, but it happens. Okay, so when you go in with a major, you're usually not bound to it as tightly. It's kind of like telling the school, okay, I am interested in this field, but I'm not entirely positive. So just count me in for now. We'll see where it goes. And so the only time you're going to actually have to commit to the major is when you declare that major. When I was at Cal, I only declared my majors after my first 2 years. I spent 2 years taking general requirements, and once I knew this was the major I wanted to do, I declared it, and that's when I was committed to the major. So even though I went in thinking I was going to be subject X or subject Y, I didn't have to commit to those subjects unless I declared them, which usually happens in your second or third year of college. All right. So I just wanted to make that distinction because a lot of students get really caught up on, oh my God, I applied with English and I don't know if I don't know if I'll do English, but now I have to commit to it. That's not true. You can do whatever you want, and usually you can change, and they'll help you do that. Okay. With that being said, final points. The major is the number one thing you work toward in college. So if we're going to answer the question, what is a major? It's what you're working toward in college. It's 4 years for that one line on your diploma. All right. And a minor is a very similar thing. It's usually guided by your interest, but not always, because your interest can change and therefore your major can change. Don't let that scare you. It's okay to change. Trust me. I have so many friends that started out with one thing and now they're ended up at another thing. And it's fine because it worked out for the best. Like they're doing things that they genuinely like now, and that's phenomenal for them. Okay, don't be afraid of change. Um, and so, though majors and minors are important, they're not absolute. So again, let's say you wanted to do medicine and you never took any pre-med classes in your life. You can still do that because there are tons of programs out there to help you. Let's say you want to be an author, but you never took an English class in your life. There are tons of classes out there that you can take after graduating. Maybe you can do a master's in English, and that would help you out. The point is, you really can do whatever you want, even if you majored in something else. Okay. For example, one of my high school teachers, she taught, I think, biology, but she ended up she went to college for English. So again, it's a wide variety of things, and if you end up in a different place than what you majored in, no harm, no foul. Trust me, you can do what you want. Okay, and last but not least, majors are awesome. Okay, they give you something to work towards, but please don't be closed-minded about them. I think I was kind of like that because I, wanted to do just biology, and then I was like, did I really consider my chances? Like, you really should keep your eyes open because remember, your first 2 years are spent taking general classes, and those general classes span a wide variety of areas. If you keep your eyes open, you might find a subject you're more interested in than the one you came in with. Okay, I had a friend who thought he loved biology. He literally was like, I love this. This is going to be it. And then he took one anthropology class and he was hooked. He's like, okay, I'm just going to do anthropology now. He got super into medical anthropology, very, very passionate about that. And that would have never happened if he didn't keep an open mind and if he didn't actually explore his choices for a major. If he had just said, I want to do biology, screw all these other classes, there was no way that would have happened. So keep an open mind. And with that, I hope I've explained to you what a major is, what a minor is, and giving you more insights into what you'll be working toward in college. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and please, 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 if you comment below with questions, trust me, I'll make videos about them. So just let me know, all right? Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate it. You want to check out any of my other videos, there's going to be one right here. Another link to one of my videos right here, and another video right here. Why not? I'll put one video right over here. And last but not least, if you want to subscribe to this channel, really appreciate it because I'm still an early YouTuber trying to get it down, but a subscription button should be right over here. So please subscribe. Cool. Thanks. See you guys in the next one. Hope you find these videos helpful.